Hello, thanks for joining me today here at Cedar Creek, and I was going to show you a new toy we got here, our new head gate. This is called a Toro head gate, and is the brand it's got on it. Never had heard of it before, but I looked at different head gates, think about buying a prefer. I still like the prefer very well, except it's actually a squeeze, shoot, and head gate. This part here is referred to as the head gate, but I this is a self-catching head gate. I'm usually out here by myself, and for safety purposes, I want to be able to work the cows by myself, not have to worry too much. And the idea is when they bring their head in here, this is going to latch. And then if you want to let them go, you can raise it out this way, open it up, let your animal go. Or it's also got a side release around here on the side. You can open up the side gate, allow them to go out around here on the side, and I like that part very well. Like that right there. And this being my lot back in here, I can let keep the cows in here if there's a reason or if there's an emergency comes up. You can open that up and let the cows in there. But I like this when you go to release it here, and it has a tensioning here that you can adjust real easy to pull this in and set it for whatever size animal you have. If you have a big bull, or you can open it up a little bit further if you want to. It's also, if you can see this here, this big bar, they straddle that. And I have, you probably, if you've worked cattle before, you'll have them want to lay down on you. And this bar tends to keep that from happening. Also, it has this squeeze area. The squeeze pulls, and you pull down on this rope, and you can probably tell that on the camera, how this is squeezing in inside here. It's kind of maybe hard to see with that, the way it is. But it squeezes from both sides. And when you get done, like you release this here, it's sort of spring loaded. It goes very easy, and it goes back to normal. Back here in the back, it has a gate that opens and closes by using this lever right here. You won't be able to see that from the camera, but you open this down like that, that tailgate opens, and if you want to close it, you close it like that. Got little hooks here for hanging your pour-on warmer medicines, things like that. Got all kinds of little side gates here if you're working your animal. Like, again, this may be hard to see from the angle I've got my camera. I'm out here by myself. But it's got these little side gates. And the proper technique now for vaccinating your cattle is to do it in the neck area, whether it's subcutaneously or whichever way, under the skin or into the muscle. Whichever way you're going to give it, you can reach through this and you're protected pretty well. There's nothing here. If they do jump or there's a problem with this gate closed off here, you got plenty of room. Their heads caught. You can squeeze them down and hold them. And both sides have this little gate here. And as you can see where my hand is there, I can reach through there, work on the animal, vaccinate whatever I need to do. I've worked a few with this, not very many, but I had, it's done pretty good. I've been proud of it. I did let one slip by. I had this open a little bit too much, and a young heifer come through, and she didn't catch this enough and caused one to go one way and one another, so it's not fail-proof method. But you can at least get your animals in there. It's got this little chain system you can run through here and lock their nose down if you want to. It's got a little hook down here on the bottom. You can run this down through, and you can keep their head down if you wanted to, or however you want to work it. I've got another little gadget that's like pliers. You can hook into their nose and pull around. And this got some hooks here where you could hook it off and use that if you wanted to. But so far, I've only worked 4 or 5 animals in there, and I'm going to do a video working works very well. If you're going to have a little farm with cows, you need some way to keep an eye on your animals, not keep an eye on, but you need a way to handle your animals. When one gets sick and you don't have some means of getting that thing up, I know some want to rope them, and I'm not much on that. Now, if you're a big time rancher and you got roping horses and you got ropes, everything ready, hey, go rope them, tie them down, that's fine. But I'm not, and I don't want to get hurt out here. And this here so far seems to be a pretty safe little method. I run them around. I got an alleyway down through here and run them in here. So far this has been very safe. If you're nursing a calf trying to get one started, this has a little side swing gate here. You can raise up and let this down all the way down if you want to, like that. And then you can get the little calf in here. You can even take these off. You can slide them down and actually take these off if you wanted to. It's got a little chain mechanism here to keep it from falling completely off. And just now when I did that, the actual chain come unhooked good. But it's a pretty neat little setup. They also send this big bar back here. It hangs back here in the back. And sometime I'll be able to show you a better version. But they got these little locks back here. And as you're going up with your animal, if for some reason you don't want them to back up on you, you can slide this bar in here and it'll keep them from backing up. We take all the way down through our alley system, and if you're working cattle, you know what I'm talking about. You can always take a bar, and you want your alley where you can stop them as they're coming down, keep them from backing up this way. They make auto stops that'll come down and drop if you do such a thing. And we have a little gate we've made back here at home for me that we can put over, chain, go through this back gate as a palpation cage. So if the vet comes out, it's going to preg test your animals, you got a way to get in there to that. They actually make a palpation cage that you can order with these for a little more money. But because we already have our own one made here, I decided just to hang on to it. And it works very well. Anyway, my mic is messed up, so on my camera system, I'm going to have to get a new camera, so I hope this is coming through and you can hear me today. If not, turn it up a little bit and you'll be able to hear. The old one I've got, I may do a video on it. The old squeeze chute out here is in bad shape, and I've thought about selling it. I see them selling those on Craigslist. I was going to put a very well used squeeze chute for sale and see if people wanted to buy it. But anyway, just a little bit of update here on Cedar Creek. The old one has been here for many years and it's done a wonderful job, but it was wore out when we got it. My dad bought it. It was pretty much seen its better day way back then, and I was afraid we were going to get hurt out here. And if you work cattle and are into this type business, as you know, you don't have workers' comp. You're self-employed. You're pretty much on your own if you get hurt, so you don't want to get hurt out here. And I also kind of a one-man show. I do have my son and my wife could help, but it's hard to get them out here and get them started helping me. And sometimes I need to just get them done. Maybe I have a cow that's having a calf, needs pulled. I can get them right in here on my own. I don't have to go get any help, hook onto the baby, pull it out, whatever. This is, you need a good squeeze chute. You don't have to have one this heavy. I got this heavy-duty one because I could work a bull in it. Preferred makes one that's heavy-duty, about the same price, except that once again, I didn't like their auto catch head gate that Preferred makes. I've got a neighbor got one over here, and he did not like it. And he offered to sell it. He did sell it. He moved, and I could have got it, found out about it a little too late, but he sold it very cheap for like $700. These are about $3,600 machine, but one of these here will last you forever. And so I ain't promoting any certain brand. It doesn't matter to me as long as you get something that'll work for your farm, your homestead, whatever you've got, your ranch. I did have a friend not very far from here that was working some cattle in an old squeeze chute, and somehow he got his hand caught, and the animal raised his head, caught his hand, and crushed his hand. He had to go to the emergency room. So you can get hurt working cattle. Some are into these little bitty cattle. I'm telling you, them little cattle can get raunchy as much as a big cow or a bull can. So always be careful. I usually respect the big ones just because of their size, and that's probably the problem. If you don't respect them little ones, those little calves and stuff can hurt you. My dad had his little pinky broke one time with a little calf, thinking that, you know, there was not much, and he got hurt. So be careful with what you're doing out farming. But if you're into the wanting a squeeze chute, this brand here says Toro on the side, and I never heard of it, like I said earlier. But the guy says they're made in Mexico, and I'm an American-made person, except the guy was selling them locally, and it looked heavy duty, and this dude was heavy. If you go buy one of these and they load it on a trailer, you need a good-sized tractor to lift this thing off. Ours is like a 95 horsepower tractor, and it was all it could do to lift this thing off of the trailer. I mean, it's powerful. Our old one, that looks like, I don't know, I'd say it's more on the lines of an old Preferred or something. The tractor just took it off, and ain't no problem. But this new one has solid steel plating down here on the bottom too, so when your animals come in, they're not on the dirt, they're on a solid steel platform. I was going to build a concrete platform down here for them, and when I found this head gate, I was like, well, I won't need to do that because it's got a solid steel plating. Little steel rods are welded across about every foot or so apart to give you some more traction. Plus it's got the diamond coating plating on that metal, so it's I like that part on it, keep them from slipping and stuff. When you go to working cattle, as you know, they urinate and defecate and everything, so, and they tend to get the diarrhea when they get nervous, so they're going everywhere, and you'll make a mess in your squeeze chute, and it's a good place for them to slide down and get hurt. So if you've got something on the bottom like this one does, it's just an excellent idea. Anyway, here's a little tidbit here on Cedar Creek, and I hope you're doing fine, and God bless you, and we'll see you next time.